Hello, everybody. Good to see you all. So we're going to wait a few moments for more people to join us, and then we'll formally begin. If you are here, kindly put on your video so we can see you. We're trying to build a sense of community. So please do share your video so we can connect. Wait another moment or two. Good to see some faces from last night. How many of you were there last night? Wonderful. Hey, George. Again, I'm inviting you to put on your video so we can build community here. If you don't have it on, it'd be great. Thank you.
If everyone can change next to their name where they're tuning in from or put it in the chat, we would love to know that.
So while we're going to wait another moment or two, if there are any questions that anyone has before we begin, this is a great moment to have a chance to connect around any of those questions. If so, just raise your hand. And it's good to see where people are from Wisconsin, from New York. Great. Roberta from New York. I wonder where you're from, Roberta. I'm in New York as well. Oh, Bali, I like that. My friend Carlin, Bali, I love it. Smoky Mountains, Tennessee. Wonderful. Okay, so let's begin. I think we should just start our conversation. So what I want to do in the beginning of this session this evening is to just have a check-in to see how it went for you if you were there last night in applying the meditation. So this is interactive, and I really encourage you to raise your hand and share and give us a sense of your experience. And again, I'm encouraging people to come on screen so we can see your video and feel connected with you if you aren't already. Thank you for that. Part of our journey together is to build community. So part of how we do that is we see each other. Otherwise, it's hard to feel connected. So that's why I invite everyone to go on video. Thank you for that. So while we are waiting, are there any questions that anyone might have, and or are there any things you want to share about your journey? How you did in applying what we talked about last night? Some of those growing edges with friends, with community members, with family members. Anyone want to share? Takes a while to warm up to each other, but I can be patient. Okay, so if I don't see anyone, then maybe I will just ask some people and tell me. That's another way to begin a conversation. So Tammy, were you there last night? Tammy Briggs.
So hello, everyone.
Hi.
I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and David and Gail came to Minneapolis, actually St. Paul, about 25 or 26 years
Oh
ago.
my.
I took the Empowerment Institute, and yeah, it touched me deeply. and was really an amazing experience. And then I actually started playing the harp shortly after I took the Empowerment Institute, and I got to play for Gail in the Netherlands in 2001. So you all have been on my radar kind of at a distance, honestly. But when I learned that you were doing Poe 2030, I was just so very excited, and just very excited about your such big spirits and so much about the time that we're in. And I'm just delighted to be a part of this. And last night in the meditation, when you started talking about growing edges, and it just brought back the Empowerment Institute, honestly. And I don't know that I have any specific things I want to share about, but I definitely felt it went in very, very deep, and I know it really impacted my sleep, and I've been kind of noodling on it all day. So thank you. And
So beautiful, Tammy. Thank you for breaking the ice and sharing from your heart so beautifully. So Tammy, what have you been noodling on? Like, I'm just really interested to know what happened inside.
so one of the things that I do with my harp every day is I set aside an hour to just play and meditate and be in the vibration of what I want to bring forth with a very high vibrational instrument and the music that comes from it. And so today, when I was doing that, actually this afternoon, I was really, what was coming forth to me is the possibilities of this, and how I really believe this is a thing. I'm sorry, I'm not very articulate, but it just feels like it's, it's really a possibility to bring this forward. And yeah, and honored to help in whatever way that is. And yeah.
Well, what you're saying is so important, Tammy. And by the way, I thought I recognized you. I certainly recognized your name. So it's beautiful that we connected all those years ago and you still are benefiting from the empowerment. It's actually the Empowerment Workshop. The Empowerment Institute is our larger container, but that's the Empowerment Workshop, the 4-day workshop that we did in the Twin Cities for many years. But the thing that you're talking about is a little spark that we're fanning across the planet, hopefully into a fire. And that spark is that we have the potential to create a new trajectory for the human species if we step up and say yes to it. And we have the path. And that, I think, is what many people are responding to. And we heard a lot about that last night from people engaged in the game and in post zones and what have you. So just fan that little spark into a flame, and we would love your support. We'd love to see what we can do in the Twin Cities, for example. Such a beautiful conscious community to have a pole zone. So anyway, welcome to this journey. Happy you're on it. Each day it'll get stronger and more powerful as we build this container and as we strengthen each of these frequencies within ourselves. So thank you. My friend George, good to see your hand up.
Yes.
Any reflections you want to offer or questions you might wish to ask from your experience?
Well, what yesterday reinforced for me is a belief that I've had for a long time, that change without experiential interaction
Right.
is almost impossible. I mean, it remains on an intellectual level, it is you know, it's the way the world negotiates or tries to change. And so I always think of these large rooms where there's a lot of lumber between the people who are trying to arrive at a common ground. And I think without common experience, that's a step too far. And so I would acknowledge the fact that however the game is played, wherever it's played, the greater the interactivity, the greater the experiential aspect of it, the more it has a chance for success, and with it, the goal of peace on earth.
I appreciate that. And in fact, the game is completely experiential and it's empowerment based, as you might imagine. So your intuition and reflection is very accurate. That is how people transform and grow. And I think that's why the game has been successful and why I think it could actually move the dial. So thank you for that reflection, George. Are there any other questions or comments or experiences that anyone wants to share of applying any of the growing edges that you developed last night from the meditation? And again, I'm inviting everyone here to come on screen. We have 29 people, but they're not all on video. And we really are very committed in the spirit of what George just shared of having community be built here, which is the starting point for experience, is that we can see each other. So this isn't a place you just hang out. Really, we want you to be fully engaged. See that? I wouldn't have known that even Sherry was there, but now I can see her. Welcome, Sherry. Great to have your energy. So please, everyone, come online. Let us see you so we can all connect and feel your energies. Appreciate that very much. Are there any other questions or comments before we begin? Are there any? Yes, Sherry, please.
Yeah, I finally got into the Zoom room. Yesterday was, I've been telling so many people about it and have been sharing it with people and just feeling what the power of what you led us through and the gift that you have for that kind of empowerment ritual or ceremony or activation or however you want to call it. It was very palpable. I've been in a lot of rituals and ceremonies, and you know the difference between the ones that are real and the ones that are skimming the surface. And I just felt so blessed to be in this field, and I felt the gift of the times that we're in, that we're actually doing this at this level of scale. And to me, this is kind of, I talk about the energetic architecture layer of social change, and we often neglect that field building and our capacity as humans to have so much impact. So I just wanted to say thank you, David. I was so utterly moved, and I wanted everybody to watch this and get the same empowerment activation that I had, and to continue and then to build this field. So mainly gratitude. And I also could feel, I'll just say one more quick thing quickly, is I live on an island, and I was like, how can I make this island a peace on earth zone and then link it to the bioregional regeneration work that we're doing? So I was really feeling that cross-pollination. Thank you.
You're welcome. So a comment, Sherry. Go a little deeper into what got activated. Say a little bit more about that,
Okay.
because again, it's a little bit like that. We're fanning these sparks within each of our souls into something more profound. And the more we can give it life by voicing it, the more powerful it is. What do you think it was for you?
Yeah, I could probably, after looking at my notes again, I could go more specific, but I think it was the invitation to really, you guided us through these questions that invited me to the leading edge of who I am and who I'm becoming. And that until we're asked and invited to go there, we sometimes just don't go there, even though I'm an evolutionary and I'm always committed to the leading edge of my own growth, but you're inviting me. It was like I was on the journey and I was in it authentically, and I was crossing thresholds, and I was also feeling that I was getting, I'm going to say, anointed, anointed as like a steward on behalf of all life in the process.
Thank you for going to that deeper place. Yes. Yes, that was happening. And it was not just happening through the words that I was bringing in. I think it was happening through the energetics that the universe was bringing in, and I was just a vehicle for, and the energy that everyone was bringing to it, like yourself. So thank you for that. Any other comments or questions that anyone might have? Again, raise your hand from last night, or questions about the game or piece of, oh, let me say one more thing, Sherry. So we will be having an opportunity to go really deep into the frequencies. Along the way, we'll talk about how to create peace and earth zones, but the fundamental starting point is to play the game, which starts July 16th, because that will give you the sense of the possible. Right now, we're warming you up with the frequencies, but then when you play the game, you move into behavioral change and specific action. So what we're going to be inviting people to do is to go to our website, and there is a place called Peace and Earth Partners, Peace and Earth Zones, or POZone, and you can register there. That's a good way to start, so we know who you are. And then at some point, we're going to have an opportunity to have an information meeting for potential POZone leaders, where we can go much deeper into how that might look where you're living. And where are you living, may I ask?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm on Vashon Island off of Seattle.
Perfect. Yeah. And how many people are there? How many people are there?
Gosh, how many people are here? I don't know. On weekends when it's tourists, it's a lot more. I actually don't know the numbers, maybe like 20,000 or something.
Okay. Just
So it's
give me some sense of the size, because that's a
Yeah.
great size to do this kind of work in.
Yeah,
Anyway,
and I have a lot of connections in Seattle at the city council going back a couple decades, because I was very active then. And my friend Joe Brewer is coming in the fall to do bioregional things and organizing, and another friend, Civic OS Bioregional. So I'm feeling like a synergy of some of these aspects are being interwoven.
sounds perfect. I know Joe, give him my best.
Yes.
Okay, I have time for maybe one more question or comment, if there is one, about last night or anything that we've been talking about before we go into today's meditation on oneness. So anyone else?
The only comment I have is that Ethel is making me dizzy with her movement of camera and background for some reason. I don't know what's going on. Now it's stopped. Thank you.
Well, there's an empowered soul. Thank you, George, for that feedback. And thank you, Ethel, for responding so beautifully to it. Okay, so if there are no more questions or comments, we'll move into the meditation. What I will say is that each of our evenings, I will be inviting us to have a check-in like this to see how things are going for you. I'm particularly interested to see how you applied the work that we did in the meditation, and then we'll talk about it 24 hours later. So there were a lot of questions about growing edges. There'll be more again this evening on a different frequency. So again, as we start to build community and build some momentum, know that one of the things I'll want to be doing with you is to really help you ground the work that we do each evening in this meditation. Okay, with that said, let us move into meditation mode as we did last night. So let me get you primed for this. So we're doing the oneness frequency meditation. So if you have something to write on, or a notebook or a smartphone or a tablet, so you can capture your experience of the meditation, that would be great. You don't need that, but to the extent that you have it and you get any inspirations by any of these questions or any part of the meditation, will help you to capture it so it doesn't just flitter away as things can do sometimes. So we're working on frequency 2, and this is very much cumulative. So we'll be building on the foundation of empowerment that we did over the last 24 hours. And I said over the last 24 hours because it has been seeping in, marinating within you. And this is on oneness, creating more wholeness, how we are defining it in the frequency that we're working with around oneness and in the game, is creating more wholeness in yourself and harmony in the world by befriending those who are different from you. So this is another invitation to grow, befriending those who are different from you. If we are doing this well, then a term I like to use is that we are out of our comfort zone regularly. There will be some level of discomfort because you're literally growing to a place that you haven't been before. And that's the invitation. And befriending those who are different from you tends to create that opportunity. So take a deep breath now. And as you breathe in, experience yourself feeling peace within. Breathe in deeply and feel yourself filled with peace within your being. And affirm, I am in harmony with self. Affirm this silently to yourself. I am in harmony with self. I am in harmony with self, and feel yourself in harmony. Really allow that in. And now on the second breath, experience yourself at peace with all people in your life. And affirm, I am in harmony with others. And just see your energetic field expanding and see yourself being in harmony with all the other people in your life. Any places where there is distance, resistance, dissonance, see it melting so that you are in harmony with others. Fully allow that in. And now one more breath. Take a deep breath. And as you breathe in, experience yourself at peace with the earth and all living beings who inhabit it. At peace with the earth and all living beings who inhabit it. And affirm, I am in harmony with the earth and all living beings. Feel yourself as part of this beautiful being called Gaia and being in harmony with all life on this beautiful planet. Just breathe in the sense of harmony with self, with others, and with our beautiful planet. And just be in this state for the next minute. Allow it to deepen. Take the time to be still and receive this sense of harmony throughout your whole being. And now open yourself to your higher self, your spirit guides, and your angelic helpers, all these beings that are there, including your own higher self, to support your journey in this lifetime, and invite in their guidance. As you take this journey of oneness, allow yourself to be open to this higher guidance. And now invite in the golden oneness light, which represents the highest stage of spiritual development and the color of oneness. Invite in the golden oneness light into your being. We'll be working with that energetic tonight. The golden oneness light and the frequency of the golden light. So let us begin. Visualize your heart filled with golden oneness light. Feel it in the center of your heart, radiating out from your heart throughout your being. And the question that I invite you to respond to is, what is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness in my life? What is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness in my life? What is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness in my life? And allow words or an image to emerge. And again, if you have something to write on or with, feel free to capture that. If not, just allow it to be in your psyche. And we're going to go on a similar trajectory as we did last night, where you start to bring this into the different parts of your life at a different frequency. Now visualize the hearts of your family members filled with the golden oneness light. The hearts of your family members. So all the people who are in your immediate family or extended family, visualize them filled with golden oneness light. And the question I invite you to reflect on: what is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness with my family members? What is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness with my family members? Just allow whatever feeling comes to you, or words or an image, to emerge. And again, record them if you are inspired. What is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness with my family members? And see yourself connecting with your family members and watching this happen. We'll go deeper into that later. This starts the journey. And now the next part of our meditation, as we go on this journey to expand out from self to others. Visualize the hearts of your friends filled with golden oneness light. Visualize the hearts of your friends filled with golden oneness light. And the question to reflect upon: what is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness with my friends? That place where I need to grow, my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness with my friends. Again, allow words or an image or feelings to emerge and capture them if you wish, or just allow them to be there. my friends, special people in my life. And we continue on the journey. Visualize the hearts of your co-workers filled with golden oneness light. See the hearts of your co-workers, visualize them filled with golden oneness light. Just the act of visualizing is transforming your relationship and them by virtue of envisioning them with this oneness energy in their being. And your relationship is transforming by that visualization. And the question, what is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness with my co-workers? What is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness with my co-workers? My growing edge, the next place for me to grow in how I transform, how I am relating, how I separate myself, and how I now open to oneness with my co-workers and allow words and an image to emerge. And be with that again, record it if you wish, or just allow it to be in your psyche. Now we move on to your community. Now visualize the hearts of your community members filled with golden oneness light. Wherever you live, be it Santa Fe or the Twin Cities or wherever you may come from, visualize the hearts of your community members filled with golden oneness light. Just see it diffusing through your community at the heart level. And the question, what is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness with my community members? What is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness with my community members? Take a moment to let that in. And any words or images that emerge, write them down or just allow it to be. Slowly, step by step, you are expanding your influence and impact throughout all the parts of your life and having real influence energetically and spiritually and transforming within yourself at the same time. And we move on. Visualize the hearts of all of humanity filled with golden oneness light. So now you are holding the entire human family within your being. Just breathe in that capacity or impact. Visualize the hearts of all humanity filled with golden oneness light. And the question, what is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness with humanity? What is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness with humanity, and allow that in and capture whatever you're getting with words or an image or any emotions you're feeling and record it, or just allow it to be. And stay attentive to your being, because you are expanding. Your energy field is expanding. And the last of our questions. Now visualize your heart of hearts, your soul, or your God self, or your higher self, or whatever word you choose to use, filled with golden oneness light. Visualize your soul, your God self, your higher self, whatever word you wish to use for that spark of the divine that you and we all represent, filled with golden oneness light. And the question, what is my growing edge in transforming from separation into oneness with my God self, with my higher self, with my soul? Allow any words or images to emerge. We'll stay here a little longer because this is such a deep and profound question. And we move on. I'd like you now to visualize your magical pouch. For those that were here last night, you know of this magical pouch. For those that were not, there is this magical pouch that will be available to you, and just follow along. And in it, you'll have your empowerment jewel stone, which you discovered last night. And now you'll discover your oneness jewel stone. These are talismans that have been offered to you by Spirit to support you on your hero's journey toward creating peace on earth by 2030, toward the path that we are walking now more consciously than before. Take this jewel stone out of its pouch, and examine what type of jewel stone it is. What color is it? What is its shape? How big is it? What's its texture? Spend a moment with this talisman, this magical object given to you to support your hero's journey. And now ask your oneness jewel stone to tell you of its magical power to support your hero's journey. What is its unique property that will help you? What do you need to have from this talisman to assist you on your journey into deepening oneness with yourself and others? And again, I invite you to write it down or share any feelings that come out of this. And for those that did not participate in the empowerment meditation, you can ask your empowerment jewel stone the same question and write it down, whatever you receive. And just allow that insight in. Whatever it is that you are being told, whatever these special gifts are, whatever these special powers are, whatever these special insights are, make sure that you fully let them in. They're going to be very important for you on this journey. And this journey is not the frequency journey exclusively, it's the game and it's the bigger adventure we're on. But it certainly starts here. So put your jewel stones or jewel stone back in your pouch to absorb the high frequency we will collectively generate now across the planet as we've prepared ourselves to go deeper. So take a few more deep breaths as we go to the next stage of this visualization, as we integrate some of the insights we have received. Now visualize yourself filled with golden oneness light. And see and feel this golden oneness light spreading from your heart to the hearts of your family members who spread it to others. From your heart to the hearts of your family members who spread it to others. So see this light diffusing, this golden oneness light, this sense of our oneness, starting with your family members. Now see and feel this golden oneness light spreading from your heart to the hearts of your friends who spread it to others, their friends, and their friends. Just see this golden oneness light spreading through the people that you know who are dear to you. Now see and feel this golden oneness light spreading from your heart to the hearts of your co-workers who spread it to others throughout the workplaces that they participate in, and to the workplaces that those workplaces associate with. Again, feel the impact that you have through the power of this experience of oneness and diffusing the light to those people in your life. And now see and feel this golden oneness light spreading from your heart to the hearts of your community members who spread it to others. So now we are bringing oneness throughout our community and watching it spread, and see it spread from person to person magically. Just feel the influence that you have to bring light to the hearts and oneness into the hearts of people in your community, and watch it spread. Marvel in the light spreading through your intention. And now see and feel this golden oneness light spreading from your heart to the hearts of humanity. Another deep breath to hold the whole of our human race in your heart, and watch it spread across the entire planet, from heart to heart. Fully visualize this light diffusing across the planet from heart to heart, this golden oneness light this light that brings us into oneness with one another. Very powerful frequency. Now see and feel this golden oneness light spreading from your God self, your soul, your higher self, across the entire universe. Experience yourself diffusing golden oneness light from the deepest, most profound place within your being, your source, your divine spark, across the entire universe. And watch it spread. Now see and feel this golden oneness light spreading around the world and the universe and back to your heart in an ever-evolving spiral, this figure eight where it comes from your heart through the world to the universe, back to you and back again and again. Your heart is in the center of this figure eight. You are sourcing oneness throughout our planet and our universe. You are a very powerful being, and you're stepping into that full power and impact and influence. So see and feel this lifting your frequency in every part of this circle into the state of oneness. The world, the universe is in its natural state of oneness. It has transformed and transmuted that illusion of separation, and it's vibrating and resonating in this frequency of oneness. Which is transforming your every cell in your body. Now see and feel the place where you are geographically anchored, your community, tipping into oneness. And see and feel your community tipping other communities around the world into oneness. This light just spreading from community to community. And take in this possibility now. You are living on a planet where there are no others, only extensions of ourselves. We are living on a planet, your soul is experiencing a planet, planet Earth, where there are no others, only extensions of ourselves. Fully allow that in. This is the deep truth. And from this place, see every human heart filled with oneness and love for every person and all life on the planet and the universe. See every human heart filled with oneness and love for every person and all life on the planet and universe. This is where we are going ultimately as a species, and that is where we are this evening in this meditation. And as you do that, see the frequency of planet Earth and of humanity rising higher and higher and higher and higher, lifting the frequency of this planet and all life and all human beings as you visualize this and as we visualize it collectively. This will resonate and does resonate in the field. People may not know what they're feeling, but they are feeling something that's uplifting them right now. So thank you for going there and doing this work on behalf of humanity and our evolution as a species. So allow this fully into your body and your heart and your mind and your soul, and bask in this vision that you have just created. Be with that for a moment. This is your guiding light on the frequency of oneness as you bring it into your life and play the game. So what I'd like you to do now is to share in the chat your experience so we can capture it and benefit from all of your learnings. And this is also a way for you to reflect on your journey. So distill the journey that you've just been on into a communication. First, write it down in a journal or wherever you wish to write it, and then share it in the chat. Because we are recording it for the larger community that will benefit from this. And if you're experiencing this on Facebook, again, write it in to the chat on Facebook. The very act of writing it is building the field. So take a moment and write it. You can write it in your own journal and then transfer it into the chat or whatever works for you, but make sure you capture it for yourself. And in a moment, we'll invite people to share their experience. And again, I invite you to come back on video if you're not, so that we can feel a sense of community with each other. This is as much about your journey as it is about us building a community together. So I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Okay.
Wonderful that we have Zoom, that we can see one another and get high off of each other. You look different than you did before, so it's worth seeing you, I might add. So whenever you're ready, begin sharing in the chat so that we can all benefit from your journey. But take your time if you need it to record it, so it really gets anchored. So while people are continuing to write and sharing in the chat, let's hear from some people what your experience was. I'd like to hear from a number of you, or your own sense of being able to anchor this, but also so we could get the benefit of learning about what it was like for you. So I'd like to share. Anyone? Okay, I can call on you. That's fun.
George has his hand up.
Oh, George, George, you're a go for it person. Thank you, George, for always leading the charge. Tell us your experience, please.
Well, it was an unusual day to do this meditation because for a portion of it, I was definitely out of harmony with oneness. So agreeing to allow myself to have the experience had some resistance to it at first. As I did it, I became aware that reactivity is the thing that keeps me from oneness. And yet, when I recognize that, I realize that the triggers of concern or hurt or fear or whatnot that prompt me to leave oneness cease when I surrender to the fact that each of us is different and we will always be different on so many levels of manifestation. But then the discovery is that I can re-find harmony and oneness at that level of letting go. But the place where the edge returns is when I realize that there are communal activities, family activities, friend activities, in which those differences can create turmoil in terms of the actions and interactions. And that goes all the way across community, friends, humanity as a whole. And then I rejoin harmony when I reconnect with the Godhead or oneness or whatever. So the biggest lesson or remembrance for me is that it is the place where 2, 5, 10, 50,000 engage in the exchange of values and actions that are either in alignment or in opposition to my own. When I return to oneness with the Godhead, that disappears.
Beautiful, George. Thank you for saying that and for going towards that and for modeling the transformation of that dissonant energy that we all find ourselves experiencing from time to time into that. So my friends, we are coming to our wishing, I guess, whatever we want to call it, the end of our time this evening. So I want to again encourage you to practice over the next 24 hours. Please practice what George was just saying. So if you find yourself in a place where you are separating yourself from others, this is the moment to come together with them and see what it is that can transmute and transform that energy. So many, many blessings to you. Hope to see many of you, if not all of you, tomorrow evening. We will be working on the frequency of unity. So we'll be building on empowerment into oneness, into unity. Sleep well, meditate well, and I can't wait to see you tomorrow and continue our journey. So thank you for coming. Many, many, many blessings. We shall see you then. Thank you. So we will close down our room now.